What's up, everyone? I'm the Astro Mama. I bring the cosmos down to earth to ground deep feelers, creatives, and mystics. If that sounds like you, tune into this week's Astro Weather forecast, where I go over the different transits that are happening right now celestially and how you can swim with the cosmic current instead of against it. There's always things happening in the sky above us, and I am of the belief that just how the moon has such a unique pull on the tides, the universe has a unique pull on us. In my experience since 2018 of studying and practicing astrology, that the more you know about astrology, the more you know. And not the easier that life gets, because a lot of people think that if you just memorize your astrology chart or you just do everything with all the transits, that you can somehow outsmart the lessons. Like, you can't outsmart the cosmos, but you can save yourself. I don't want to say shortcut because that feels like I'm cheapening it, but you can find a easier way to get to that same destination. And sometimes it's not even anything in your physical reality that's easier, but it's just your perspective on whatever's happening in your life that is maybe more optimistic, or even just maybe more grounded and clear-headed, because you know that whatever it is you're experiencing right now has some sort of cosmic rhythm and is in conjunction with something outside of yourself. I just want to start this forecast off by saying that I was deeply moved by Justin Bieber's set at Coachella. I was not at Coachella, although my shirt does feel like a Coachella vibe. This I got from my girlfriend Sophie's beautiful events in San Diego called Sip and Style. She does sustainable fashion. I'll put her Instagram below. I definitely recommend checking her out. But I did find his chart online, and the website says that they do believe his birth time is credible. He has Saturn in Pisces in his chart. Saturn in Pisces is the last Saturn transit that just ended, and it is opposite Chiron. And something that we've seen maybe play out throughout Justin Bieber's life is he was this talented child musician around the same time that many of us were children or teenagers. And we saw him rise to fame. But during that time, he was exploited, and also there are continuing to be some really sad stories, memories, and experiences coming out about what that actually was like for him, being a child star. I just want to breathe into that for a second. So Justin Bieber, pre-Saturn return, is growing up, but he's growing up in the spotlight, and he's doing things that kids do, especially when they have money. But he's just in the spotlight, and he's kind of defamed a little bit, but he's making music. He starts to be seen as like this bad boy, or, you know, how the Disney stars leave Disney Channel and then they become teenagers and people are like, oh my God, they're so bad. Well, during his Saturn return, his face went through like a partial paralysis, and he actually had to stop performing. And he went through this cycle of financial problems. He went through this cycle of issues with his like old handlers or like his managers from the past. And from 2021 to 2025, he didn't release any new music. 2025 rolls around, he releases this new album called Swag, and he performed at the Grammys in his boxers. Now, I haven't seen that performance myself, but I do think it's relevant given the context of where I'm going with this Saturn return story for him, which is that of unmasking, that of unleashing, that of fully becoming who you are, not who society thinks you should be. And people who, with Pisces energy, prominent Pisces energy, like I'm a Pisces rising, those of you who are Pisces Sun, Moon rising especially, some of you with Saturn in Pisces, we tend to be projected on to sometimes by other people. And it's because we appear to be not of this world. We are very sensitive. We appear to be sensitive, but we also appear to be kind of out of this world. And that sparks curiosity sometimes, but also because Pisces just handles things so differently than the rest of the zodiac. Sometimes people don't know how to receive that. So then they project onto you. And what I think he was doing there is starting this process of reclaiming himself and who he really is. And Saturn returns, they can strip you bare of anything that is not meant for you, anything, anyone, and they force you into aligning with your authentic, raw self. And I love that he was in his boxers for that performance. You can't get any more authentic than that, can you? Can you get any more authentic than you after you take a shower before you go to bed in your jammies in bed by yourself or with your kids or with your partner or whoever? Like, you know, you can't. Like, that's you. That's the true you. And we all have these many different masks we wear. And I'm not saying that you can't have masks that are authentic, because I think you could have roles that you fulfill that are also authentic to you. Flash forward to Coachella 2026. He's the headliner. I guess he got paid $10 million. And essentially during his set, he was bare again. I mean, he was wearing clothes, but there was no, pyrotechnic productions and a set designer and flashing. It wasn't flashy. I guess mid-set, he got out his laptop and he just started going through some of his old YouTube videos and singing alongside that version of himself to the crowd. And call me emotional because I'm about to start bleeding because the new moon is coming. I don't know, but that ability of him to just fully be in his craft. No more masks, no more hiding, and reclaiming his own talent, reclaiming that and shining and not being scared to shine as I am an adult now and I am very talented. I'm a very talented artist and I'm not scared anymore of the world, of the people that were oppressing me, of the restrictions that were on me. I'm not scared anymore. It felt to me like he was also doing it for him. I'm here and I'm also doing it for me, for little me. And I'm reclaiming his innocence and I'm reclaiming his sovereignty and I'm reclaiming his creative expression. And I'm allowing him to be seen right now for who he really is. And Saturn has returned. Saturn is now in Aries, and this has been a huge success, if not like a resurgence or revival of his career. All that to be said, welcome to this week. I feel like this week, astrologically, there is this energy around choosing to align more with who you are, what it is you want to see of this world, and also getting just fed up with your own stuff, getting fed up with your cycles, with your habits, with your outdated beliefs, and getting more clear on who am I, not who do other people think I am. Because if your self concept is dependent on what other people think of you, then yeah, it might feel really great on a day where everybody loves you. But what are you going to do on a day where everybody doesn't love you? Because you can't have any level of success in anything ever without having some people who aren't into it. That's just life. You can't be impactful without being somewhat polarizing. We have an Aries stellium in the cosmos right now. Can you feel it in what I'm presenting to you? Let's go ahead and jump into this week. I have it timestamped day by day if you want to go ahead and come back each day of the week to replay it. I think that can be very, very beneficial. And also, if you want to know how the current celestial movement is impacting you on a more personal level or your relationship, I do offer synastry readings, personal readings, transit readings, all the things. You can book with me with the link below. Welcome to Monday, April 13th. At 1:20 p.m., Venus in Taurus makes a sextile to Jupiter in Cancer. Cancer energy is the crab, and Cancer energy has a hard exterior because it is so loving on the inside. It's so devotional on the inside that it has to take some time to warm up to people because it has to make sure that whomever is that they are devoting themselves to is worthy of receiving that. I like, to me, just to be 100% honest with you, Venus in Taurus sextile Jupiter in Cancer is like rolling yourself up like a burrito in your favorite blanket. Maybe it's like raining outside. So I see this person in bed, their hair is in a top knot and they've got these glasses on and they're in sweats and they've got this blanket like all the way around them, rolled up like a little burrito on this big white bed with sheets, and they're just chilling. They're really just cozy. And this is a really good day to nourish your nervous system. We're talking about this week, this unmasking, this courage, this trailblazing, but we can't do that if we are not rooted and grounded. I've found that your spiritual journey tends to start from the root up, which is kind of what's more recommended, or sometimes from the crown down. My own journey was from the crown down. It wasn't intentional, or maybe subconsciously I attracted it, but it was bad. Like I used to faint and things like that because my crown was so open. So a lot of my journey has actually been rooting down, but some people are so in the body and their journey is rooting up and opening the crown. Either way, you can't have one without the other. So if you are in a season of expansion, of pulling the energy up and outward, like we're talking about bravery, courage, creativity, then you must root down first. And so Monday is a really great day to do that. Tend to your nervous system, cuddle with your dog or your cat, make a nourishing meal. A lot of us, I also feel like right now are at some kind of war with food, war with our bodies. And it's a good reminder to just nourish yourself and take the current diet culture or whatever that is trending right now out of the equation and just think of, this is my body. What does my body need to flourish and thrive, and give that to it today. This is also a great day for lovers, for anybody in a relationship to cuddle up with your beloved and to nourish your dwelling through cleaning or lighting a candle or burning some incense and just finding ways to make your day-to-day life feel a little bit more sensual and embodied. Same with finances. It's a good day to do a little ritual or like a prayer over your money. As tax season is coming to a close, certain money wounds could have come up for you, and this is a good day to do some healing work around that. Welcome to Tuesday, April 14th. Before Mercury moves into Aries later today, it does make a sextile to Uranus in Taurus at 29 degrees. And 29 degrees in astrology is called the anaretic degree. It resembles urgency. So the planets, they move through these aspects from 0 degrees to 29. And 29 is really, it's the invitation of the universe asking you, can we get this? Can we get this right now? We've been practicing this for a while. Now is the time to get on stage and perform. Now is the time to go on and finish the race. I like to think of this alignment today of being an aha or an epiphany, either coming from you, maybe naturally around something that's been going on in your life, or you are being forced to look at something, a recurring issue, from a different lens. And I'm almost hearing that your guides, your spirit team, the universe, God, higher self is literally asking you, are you getting it now? Do you see it now? And, in life, we can get so attached to something and we just do not want to see it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see it. We don't want to see that it's not meant for us, or that they're not meant for us, or that the situation is draining, until the universe is like, are you getting it now, Sally? And if you are Sally, you might be getting it now, today on Tuesday, April 14th. If the universe is trying to reroute you, take it. Why not? Life's too short to stay stuck where you are, wishing that you could have been somewhere else. This is a day where you could be having this, oh yeah, wait, what am I doing kind of moment. And then later on the night at 8:22 p.m. Pacific time, Mercury enters Aries. So Mercury is the planet of communication, short-term travel, neighborhoods, and siblings. And Aries is our trailblazer. It's our fire starter. It's the first sign in the zodiac. It's the first breath of life. It's the beginning of it all, the Big Bang. And with all the planets in Aries right now, you're probably already feeling this, but now we're just taking this bold, fiery, passionate, willful, and sometimes pushy, sometimes combative energy of Aries. We're bringing it to this lens of communication, to this lens of one-to-many forms of expression, like writing a blog or publishing a book or just talking to your fellow man at the grocery store or your fellow person. And, this transit will be going on until April 30th. Learn how to manage your fire. I was on a podcast recently called Planet Nowhere with this lovely soul, Fernanda. She asked me what my favorite song is right now for my life. And I said Sagittarius by Trevor Hall. The song is basically an ode to being a fire sign. He's a Sagittarius. And what do you do when you just have so much fire in your body? How do you channel that in a way that is constructive? The fire signs have this I don't want to say problem, but it's also a gift because their fire is their gift. But their initiation is learning how to channel it and direct it for the right things. In the next couple of weeks, you might just be feeling on fire. People could also just be like talking kind of loudly. And the invitation is, let's say somebody says something to you and it's really triggering, or you are seeing the news of what's happening in the world and you're really triggered. Notice the fire and ask yourself, how can I utilize this in a constructive way? Is it through journaling? Is it through protesting? Is it through writing? Is it through singing? Is it through dancing? Is it through getting a good workout in? Because Aries energy loves to work out. I have a lot of friends that are Aries. They are all super shredded. They're super athletic. I feel like that's the thing. But after you kind of burn some of that fire away, or you tame it, with the rest of it, I want to teach you a ritual. And it is around giving it back to the earth. And I can't remember exactly where I learned this. It was during a circle once, and it stuck with me forever. So feel that energy. You're noticing the energy starting to set up, but there's still a little bit left. And I want you to just rub your palms and imagine that fire is moving through your arms and your hands. And then you can put your hands on the earth. You can say some kind of prayer or meditation or mantra around, dear Mother Earth. I like to start with gratitude. Thank you for holding us. Thank you for nurturing us. Thank you for keeping us alive, even though people in humanity are trying to destroy you right now, whatever you want to say to Mother Earth. Can you take some of this fire from me? I trust that you will know what to do with it. I trust that you'll be able to transmute it. And I'm just so grateful that you gave this to me because it reminds me of who I am and what I value. Try that. See how it impacts you. The fire is not the problem. That's spiritual bypassing of like, just be calm and talk softly all the time. So you have the fire for a reason, okay? I'm never going to tell an Aries to calm down. But if you have extra energy, you just have too much fire, you feel it. In Ayurveda, these are Pitta people. Give some of it back to the earth. See what happens. You don't have to be on fire all the time. Like you don't want to be on fire all the time and then burn out and then you crash. If anything, actually taming your flames a little bit helps sustain that fire long term. Welcome to Wednesday, April 15th. The moon is now in Aries. It enters Aries at 7:04 a.m. Pacific time. We're gearing up for the Aries new moon, which exacts on Friday. I don't want to say this because I don't want to manifest it, but I could see there being, unfortunately, some more like heinous crimes happening in our world, and some things that are really scary and sad. And I'm being cautious of my words because I don't want to get censored and I want this to get out to as many people as possible. But I want to remind you that Aries energy is not just assertive. It's not just will. It's not just angry or war. It's also courage. And courage always starts with yourself. Courage starts with having the courage to heal from your stuff that is holding you back. Courage starts with having the courage to know who you are and to express that into the world. And then it goes outward of courage is now defending others. Courage is holding space for people who are marginalized. Courage is speaking up against oppressive systems and structures that suck. So I want you to really meditate on that today. If there is some news that comes out and you're like, I don't know what to do, I feel so lost, I feel hopeless, do not let yourself feel lost and hopeless, because that's what the evil people want you to feel. This is the time to be brave. Something that you could do, I like to say a little prayer. I like to say God, you can say universe, spirit, higher self. Before going into a situation is asking your spiritual beings of choice, in what ways can you move through me today to create the most amount of positive change in this situation? How can I give back to finding a solution to this horrible problem and allow the universal knowledge to give that answer to you. Welcome to Thursday, April 16th at 8:10 a.m. Pacific time. The sun will be making conjunction to Chiron in Aries, and egos could possibly be triggered today. Your ego, your friend's ego, your partner's ego, the president's ego, I don't know, but egos could be potentially triggered today. Feeling inadequate doesn't always mean that you're in the wrong place. Feeling awkward or like you don't fit in or inadequate or not good enough doesn't mean that you're bad or you're wrong or you're not on the right path for you. Sometimes it means you need to maybe study more with whatever it is that you're dealing with. We can always work towards being better. But I'm talking about in those moments where your ego is bruised and you feel like you now have to hide, or you feel now embarrassed even. But embarrassment, I think, can actually be really great. I think embarrassment can show you what you want. And the truth is, I think that if you aren't getting embarrassed or feeling awkward or doing things or saying things that are weird or just having that experience of like an ego death, then this is obviously much smaller than an ego death, but a small ego death or a large one through shadow work or a life situation, then you're not living it. Then you're not doing it. You can't live your whole life in a comfort zone, always around people who affirm you and environments that make you feel good and doing things that make you feel good to grow. I don't think you should overstay your welcome with people that are abusive or toxic. But if you go to a conference and you are the least experienced person there, so be it. What's that Glitch Mob song? Like, ditch your ego, fuel your soul. Fuel your soul, grow, evolve. And some homework I love to give when it comes to imposter syndrome is it's neutral, okay? It's not going down a spiral that you suck, you don't belong there, and you should go home. And it's not thinking that you're the best person in the world and having an inflated ego. It's noticing, what are my insecurities in this environment? Are they coming from a real place, or are they coming from an illusion? Are they coming from disillusionment? If they're real, what do I need to do to grow in that way to feel more confident? We all have areas of life that we can grow in. If I feel insecure on my friends that all have six packs, I too could attain a six pack someday. I don't have to stop hanging out with them because they're hot, but maybe I can ask myself, okay, what are the things that I need to do to also have a six pack if that's something that I really want? Or, obviously there's another possible avenue, which is that I don't want to have a six pack, but they have a six pack and that's fine. But you wouldn't be having imposter syndrome if that was the case. So, you know what I mean? There's a Trevor Hall song I love. It's called What I Know. And it says something like, what I know is that I don't know. And now I dance and I sing and I live full. I give it all to the call of the unknown. Oh. What I know is I don't know. I love that phrase. That's something that I think we can all really bring into our life of, you don't always have to know everything and be the supreme guru and the perfect person. Like, you can also have life experiences where you don't know what you're doing or you're not doing something perfect, but show up anyway. Because later today, Mercury will be making a conjunction to Neptune in Aries. That exacts at 7:01 p.m. Pacific time, making it a good day to kind of get to learn, like, what are my feelings versus what are others' feelings? And then how do I want to channel those feelings again into something that is productive? Having a burn ceremony in a safe way, or some sort of sacred ritual that uses the element of fire. This could be a great night for that. Or even just write a letter to a past version of yourself you're letting go of, to a person you're letting go of, to an idea, and burn it. Welcome to Friday, April 17th. Our new moon is officially exact this morning in the wee hours of 4:51 a.m. Pacific time. So you've probably already been connecting to this Aries new moon. I have an astrologer that I follow and look up to, and I've gotten readings from. Her name's Haley Comet. And she says that she feels like the new year really starts with the first Aries new moon of the year. Because again, we're going back to the theme of new cycle, new beginnings, where it all starts, the first breath. This is the day to take initiative. So what have you noticed throughout this week that is the change you need to make in your life? This is the day to do it. This is the day to be brave for yourself and for others. This is the day to take the risk. And later on this morning, around 8:58 a.m. Pacific time, the moon enters Taurus. This fiery, expansive week we've just had, how do we ground it? How do we ground the downloads into the body? Every decision you make, you also now have to align your physical vessel with. If you start a new job, for example, now there's a new routine. Now is the time to think about, okay, so when am I meal prepping? When am I sleeping? When am I going to the gym? What am I like, when am I going to see my partner or whatever? And kind of creating systems for your physical world to now match the energetics of what it is that you're arriving into. This is a good day to assess your values and your actions. What are your values? Write them down. And are your actions aligning with them? And we're not perfect people, but try to get that at least like 80% of the time, that your actions are aligning with your values. They're backing up your values. You're embodying what it is that you value through what it is that you're doing. Welcome to Saturday, April 19th. Mercury in Aries will be making a sextile to Pluto in Aquarius today around 1:34 p.m. Pacific time, making this a great day to do something that requires your focus, your intensity, and your intellect. This is not the day to go down a rabbit hole, but you might feel called to. So if you do, try to make it productive. Try to put whatever intensely focused energy that you have today into something that is beneficial, like cleaning out your closet or having a deep talk with a friend or helping your friend do their taxes or something. This is a good day to read a book and read the whole book in one sitting. Whatever it is today, though, that you do find yourself pouring into, make sure it's something that is nourishing you. It's important to stay informed with what's happening in the world or even in your own life, but you can't let it consume you. Welcome to Sunday, April 19th. This morning around 9:18 a.m. Pacific time, the moon enters the chatty, sociable, extroverted, and communicative sign of Gemini. When the moon is in Gemini, you might find that there's more people out and about. People are just more chatty. People are more sociable and adaptable. Gemini gets a bad rep for being flaky or two-faced or insincere, but I think it's because Gemini energy is open-minded and adaptable and is not scared to change its mind. We live in a world where people think that you must believe something because that's what you were taught and you should believe it for eternity. Gemini energy is here to challenge that. And Gemini is also very much the trickster, the jokester. And Gemini is meant to ask us these questions of, why do you think that? Can your opinion change? Can there be some fluidity here? What I know maybe is that I don't know. Can that be okay? And can we all enjoy each other's company while we are sitting with that universal truth? I think this is also a great day to just laugh if you can and try to find ways to make your day-to-day less serious. I love to listen to reality TV show or like reality TV show podcasts. I know some people don't think that it's spiritual or whatever, but I don't really care. Honestly, it just makes me laugh. Like it really makes me laugh. I really like Two Black Girls, One Rose. Those women are so funny. I love listening to them talk about reality TV. Even if it's like just listening to a funny podcast or something, this could be a great day to do that. Mars will also be making a conjunction to Saturn later in the day around 3:34 p.m. Pacific time. Usually when Mars makes a conjunction to Saturn, we can be restricted in some way. I like to get ahead of that and just plan a rest day. Give yourself plenty of time to rest, to nourish yourself, to relax, because you could find that maybe you have a little bit of a sniffle going on, or you're in some traffic going home, or there's some kind of like writer's block or some kind of blockage that could manifest today with whatever path that you were trailblazing. So just get ahead of it. Give yourself a rest day. Work with that cosmic hurt instead of against it. And if you find that a lot of obstacles are coming up in whatever it is you're doing, don't take it personally. It's just the universe giving you a cosmic permission slip to rest and to take a break. And on that note, take a break before you have to quit. It's always better to take a week off, a month off, or even a year off and get back to it than it is to burn yourself out to the point where you can never do something again. Tonight around 5:39 p.m. Pacific time, and that is the sun enters Taurus. Taurus season, it starts tonight, it ends on May 20th. And this is a season of slow growth, of sensuality, of tending to the earth, of enjoying nice food and pleasures of life, working hard, but also playing hard in a way that's also sustainable. Taurus season asks us to be mindful of what seeds that we are planting. A question I want to ask you is, with whatever it is that you're trailblazing right now, because there's still a lot of the cosmos in Aries, How would you feel if that actually worked? You want? Would your boundaries be high enough to hold the success that you want? Would your body be physically capable of holding that? Would your relationships be able to hold it? Would your family be able to hold it? And would you like it? That's what I want you to get clear on. Every day that we have on this earth is precious, and we want to make the most of it. But you can't make the most of it if you don't know where you're going. And Taurus season is going to ask you that. It's going to ask you to explore first before the success comes, before the plant grows. What seeds do you actually want to put into the earth and water and tend to over time? Let me know in the comments below if this resonated with you. I'm the Astro Mama. I'm here every week with your astro weather forecast so that you can swim with the cosmic current instead of against it. I also offer personal readings, and I do some events here in San Diego. If you want to connect with me, the link to do so is below. I'm sending y'all so much love, and I'll see you next week. Bye.